who pays on the first date?
I prefer to not pay on the first day. I prefer to split.
Don't you think the woman wants to feel you're investing in her if she's going to go on a second date?
Do you think that the man wants to feel that?
Hello, everyone. I am Cerebral Baby, and this is Cerebral Talks TV. And I wanted to talk about something that I'm not happy to have to talk about, but it has to be talked about. It has been talked about before. And basically, as a Black woman who has advocated and still does for Black women dating interracially, not just white men, because white men are not the only men on the planet, but other groups of men, whether he's Hispanic, Indian, Arabic, a different type of Asian. I mean, date who you want to date and who you are attracted to and who treats you correctly. But I have to warn you, I want y'all to not date dusty non-Black men, okay? And they do exist. They exist, and I'm going to show a video of one. Do not entertain them. Do not put up with anything you wouldn't even tolerate if you were dating within your own race. Because men are still men. There are some cultural differences, though. Sometimes there are, but I've never said that dating a man not Black meant that he was perfect, that he couldn't have a personality issue, that some of them aren't dusty. They exist, okay? While you don't see that being promoted within their culture, usually for women to date dusty, non-productive men. Unfortunately, every group does have them. And one of my fears is that because Black women are known to be loyal, to give men who are dusty men a chance, have children with them, I don't want these men from those communities who are dusty trying to date Black women, because some of them do. Some of them do that, try to come at Black women. Yeah, they are physically attracted to Black women, but also Black women do have this reputation of dating men who are not always up to par. Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you are a Black woman and you don't have a problem with 50-50, that doesn't bother you, or 80-20, that is your choice. A lot of Black women are dating different races of men because they want committed relationships with men who will marry and who will be there for their families and who they just like. And some are dating men that I wouldn't talk to because, you know, like a Paul Wall or something. I don't even like that with Black men. But they date the girls who also are more into the hood culture and stuff. Everyone is dating different types of men who are not Black, okay? But what I don't want any Black women to do, it doesn't matter if you are a suburban Black girl, a hood Black girl, a middle-class Black girl, whatever, okay? Whatever your status in society, it does not matter. I don't want any of you dating these dusty non-Black men. So Rachel Lindsay, she was the Bachelorette, the first Black Bachelorette. I've been watching The Bachelor and The Bachelorette since it began. I am a part of Bachelor Nation. Okay, so I was very excited when I saw that she was the first Black Bachelorette. And in the end, it came down between two men. Brian Abasolo, who she ended up marrying, who's a chiropractor, and this guy named Peter. He owned, I think, a restaurant or a club or something. Everyone always said that that's who she really wanted, was Peter. When I first watched her first episode, I knew it might be something because she dismissed doctors and lawyers. I didn't understand, why would you dismiss the best men with really good careers? I'm not trying to prove to anyone I'm willing to date broke men. No, I would have kept the doctors and lawyers. Her selection was absolutely horrendous because she got rid of doctors and lawyers from men who didn't have much going on. It came down to two men who had something going for themselves. Brian, who she married, and Peter. All right. So people liked it. Brian seemed to be really into her. He didn't hide how he felt. He gave her a kiss. He pursued her. His parents and grandparents were excited about their relationship. Rachel was a lawyer, into the sports stuff, sports lawyer, stuff like that. And she ended up getting really big when it comes to being a commenter, being on social media and everything like that. Now, Brian, I assume he had a good job. He's a chiropractor. He seemed to have his life together. And I was wondering what was taking long to get married. I heard they wanted ABC to give them the wedding. They didn't do it, so they went and got married. Okay, but then they were living separately. When I saw certain red flags, I said, something ain't right here. They've been together long enough that they should be living together. And but I'm not there. So there were a few red flags here and there, but I thought they were going pretty strong until they got divorced, and Brian was the one who wanted the divorce. So now more and more is coming out about what went wrong. I'm going to read to you the article. Basically, Rachel felt the pressure to keep up appearances, and I can understand that. People, when black women date white men or any other race of men, even though we have the stats out that our marriages and relationships last longer with white men than anyone else, right? The thing is, though, is that there can be pressure. When it goes wrong, people love to throw it up in black women's faces. Oh, you thought the man not black would be better. This and that, this and that. Ha ha, look at that. Look at that. It didn't last. It didn't last. You're in the boat with us. And that's very irritating. Relationships are relationships. They don't always work out just because he is not black. It doesn't always work out. And I feel like I'm not one of those women. Oh, it didn't work out with the guy not black. I have to only date black men now. No, it didn't work out with black men either. A lot of you out there, you move on and love will find you. It doesn't matter if he's black or not. So it didn't work out with one man not black, or it was public. So you feel I can't date other races of men now? That is ridiculous to me. This is not a game to me. I'm not concerned or in a competition with black men. Who can get married the faster? This and that. I don't have time for it. This is not a game. This is life. And you're hoping to meet someone that you are compatible with. That's your soulmate. If it doesn't work out, it did not work out, on to the next. So, and black women, you have so many bad relationships with black men all the time. So I don't understand why every time a black woman has a failed relationship with a man not black, people want to use that against the black woman. Like, see, so, and it didn't work out with a black man. May the best man win. So let's get into this article. What went wrong with Rachel Lindsay's marriage to Brian? She is revealing a few things. And I also want to show a video of a dusty white man, a good example of what I'm trying to tell you to absolutely avoid. It says Brian Abasolo and Rachel Lindsay. This is a picture of them at basically a little foundation type of thing. Okay, in happier times. When the public looked at their relationship, we thought that they were doing well, that they were going strong, that they were happy. Okay, but listen to what they said. They said Rachel Lindsay had her doubts about Brian long before the divorce. The former bachelorette joined the ladies of The View, and the topic of Nikki Garcia and this man's divorce came up. Rachel Lindsay said that she could relate to what Garcia said about feeling a sense of pressure from the public to keep up with the relationship, make it look like we're going strong and everything like that. Okay, so this is what Rachel said, all right? She said, we dated for 2.5 years, and then we got married. And we were looked at as one of the more successful relationships that came from the show, The Bachelorette. Anywhere I went, people would ask me about my relationship, and you feel the public pressure to let people know that things are great, even though, behind closed doors, that might not be the case, or you're working on it, or you're having a bad day, whatever it might be. A lot of that is wrapped up in shame. You don't know what to say that, I failed, you're scared. You don't want people to see you in a different way. So they asked Rachel Lindsay when she started to feel doubts in her marriage, and the former lawyer, Rachel Lindsay, got even more candid. She says it's even hard to admit publicly now. I would say that I saw signs before the marriage, but as women, we're fixers and we think we can figure it out. There's a challenge to us, but eventually I saw it more. I would say within 2 years, and we were married for 4.5. Okay, so one thing I saw on a different article, I'm sorry I don't have it right now. The thing that stood out to me that she said, and it's not good. You know, on The Bachelor and Bachelorette, how they, before she chooses who she's going to choose, they give you the suite. They give you the suite where basically y'all can sleep with each other or just be more intimate with each other. She basically said that around when that happened, she said to herself, there is no way I'm going to marry this man. Now, she didn't go into full-on detail, but as a woman, I know what that meant. He was bad in bed, is what that meant to me. Something happened. Now, she didn't say that. I'm saying it. It's my assumption. I am assuming that when she had that night in the suite, before you pick who you can pick, it's between two men. Now, I'm not saying she slept with Brian in that suite, but a good portion of them do. It's a part of them knowing if they're really compatible on all levels. I'm not saying she did, but I'm going to say I'm assuming she did. Or if she didn't, she saw something, and it could be something sexual, where she said, I am about to make a mistake. But then it's like, well, you're all the way at the end of the show. Peter backed out. It's not that she wouldn't have picked Peter. Peter said he wasn't ready. There was no one else left to choose besides Brian, and it was a black guy or a biracial guy, and he had nothing going on as far as his career. There was no other options between Brian and Peter. And if my assumption is right, if she slept with Brian, he was bad in bed, and she did not want to go through with it. But because she was on TV and everybody was watching, and Brian is so good on paper, that's why she went with it despite it. I'm telling you, ladies, if he's bad in bed, it ain't gonna never get better usually. Dump him immediately unless you want to be miserable. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. You know, there were other men, but she was on the show. And like I said, she dismissed all the men that had good careers the first or second night like a damn crazy person, to be honest. I was upset when I saw it. I don't know why she did that, and she might have had more of a better selection of who to pick. But Brian was into her. He said that she didn't want him coming to events because she was more of a celebrity type of reporter or news reporter. She didn't want him around. Now, we all know there is more to that. If your wife does not want you around, it's because it's something with your personality. She doesn't like you. And we don't know how Brian was acting in the house. She said that she had to say everything was good, even though behind the scenes, that's not the case. Brian tried to get alimony from her. He had stopped kind of working. She was making all the money. And I was surprised by it. I mean, it appeared he had a good job. I thought chiropractors made good money. They weren't living together. And I don't know what was going on with that financially, but he did try to get a lot of money from her to upkeep his lifestyle. He came off as a gold digger bum. And it's not like Brian did not have a somewhat decent career. I don't know what was going on with that, but they got divorced pretty quickly. And Rachel is a free woman now, and she is dating someone. I believe it's a black country singer. Okay. And you can date who you want to date. If she dated a white man, Brian is Hispanic. His grandma is a light-skinned black woman. I've seen a picture of her. So, but people will say he's just white, whatever. Brian is not a black man. And she doesn't have to, I don't think Rachel discriminates against who she dates at all. In fact, she dismissed a black man on the show who was trying to date her, who never dated black women, and made up all these excuses. And she was like, I'm a black woman. I grew up in a white neighborhood type of stuff, and it didn't keep me from dating black men. I don't think she has one preference racially. So, you know, maybe she'll end up with a white man. Maybe she'll end up with that black country singer. I think Rachel is looking for love, but I would suggest to her to stop dating broke men and bummy men. Character matters as well, but Brian ended up, I mean, I know he was a chiropractor, but he ended up being a little bit of a gold digger after her. And I'm sure there's a lot more we don't know as to why their personalities ended up not being compatible. But he seemed to be really into her and all nice and stuff on TV. But when she got to the suite or whatever happened before she said yes, what we saw was a nice man and kissing and Rachel this. She saw something where she said, oh my God, I cannot marry this man. That was in the article. You can look it up on Google or Yahoo yourself. I'm sorry I don't have it right now, but she did say that. Peter, I don't understand, why do people keep coming on the show if they don't want to get married? If you don't want to get married, the show The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, I've been watching it from the beginning, are for people who want to get married. You leave with an engagement and you get married. Now there are people coming on this show giving promise rings or saying, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You're on here to get married. If you're not going to propose, why are you here? And I've seen this with a few of them who have been on the show, and it makes me sick. When Peter, all of a sudden, he didn't know what he wanted to do. She wanted Peter. Peter didn't know what he wanted. And people will say, well, she settled for Brian. And I can see that a little bit in the pressure she felt, like, I'm the first black bachelorette. I mean, I have to marry someone or this will be a disaster of a show. And they went strong for 4 years, but it did not work out. They did not have children together and a lot more. So I want black women. We can't all get it right. We can't all be, we're not perfect people. We don't always see red flags all the time. And sometimes you do, but women, period, have a tendency to overlook things. I've done it. A number of you have done it where you think, man, it's not that big, or maybe they will change, or, you know, oh, well, we want love. It doesn't have to be perfect, but there is just certain things that if you see you're not compatible, you need to end it. There are millions of men in America. You don't have to settle just to settle, to say you're married or have someone. It's very easy to settle. Very easy. Most women have settled. You don't have to settle. People get upset when you don't want to settle. People get happy when they see your relationship with your white man crumbled. Oh yeah, they do. Especially when you've promoted it. And they love to see it because they think, well, don't try to come back to the black man. Or, oh, see, now you got to come back. I told you. I don't like when I see women. Yes, men are men. But if men are men, then why do you care? Because there are black women who don't like it either. But then they'll say, well, a man is a man. So if that's the case, why do you care that he's white? If it didn't work out with the black men you dated, why are you so bothered because it didn't work out with the white man? Or, oh, you shouldn't date interracially. But then you'll say, well, a man is a man. So if that's the case, then why does it matter that he's white? So miss me with it. I will say I've seen so many black women on TikTok getting married in healthy relationships with all races of men. And it's a really great thing to see. The tides are turning. And we're out here, black women who just are attracted to all races of men. We're out here. We've been out here. You don't often hear about us, but we are here. And I'm happy to see especially more and more black women choosing love, men who treat them right, who they are attracted to, whether he be black or not. And I want you, again, to avoid these dusty bummy non-black men. I do have a fear that some of them are targeting black women where they think they can have a place to live, or she'll be with me because I'm not black and she'll go 50-50. They're such loyal, good women. We hear about them. Yeah, that is our reputation. Yeah, we will be faithful and good to a man that we're with, but we don't want the dusties of any race. I damn sure don't. I don't want no dusty. Period. I don't give a damn. I'm not impressed just because a man is white. I just like a fine man, and I happen to find a number of men who are not black fine as hell, and I ain't got no problem dating them. And I want to be treated right. And I do like culturally that more of them do value marriage. Your chances go up dating a number of them to get married. That's just a fact. Is that always the case? No, but it is a real thing. Culturally, a number of them do value that a lot more. So let me show you this video of this dusty white man as an example of exactly what I want you to avoid. When dating any man, if you're going to interracially date, do not drop your standards and don't accept any crumbs. I don't care, period, that he's white or Asian or Indian, whatever. You need to be treated with respect.
Who pays on the first date?
I prefer to not pay on the first day. I prefer to split. I typically articulate that to them. I'll tell them, hey, I don't want this to come off as my interest in you at all. But it's a gesture, and there's a lot of different, I think, other gestures that you can
What
do.
does it mean to you, that gesture of splitting?
To me, it's a expectation. Try to go into any relationship with as few expectations as possible. This societal norm of men paying on the first date, for me, it's an expectation. So it's not like an actual gift date where it's an actual gesture of like, hey, I'm interested in you, as opposed to this is what I need to do as a societal norm in order to access you as a human.
So on the second date, do you just offer to pay?
On the second date, I'll say, hey, I'd like to take you out to this place, where my language might be a little bit different on the first date. It might be like, I'm going to this place. I would love it if you joined. I don't typically ask. I typically just make invitations and then kind of state my kind of what I would love for to happen, rather than saying, hey, do you want to go to this place? But on the second date, I would do that. I would be more intentional about the language I use and said, hey, I'd love to take you out on a date. That's like an investment.
Don't you think the woman wants to feel you're investing in her if she's going to go on a second date?
Do you think that the man wants to feel that?
That he's investing in the relationship?
That she's investing in the relationship. Shouldn't it be?
But maybe a woman views it differently.
Well, that's the rub, right? Is like, why can't men feel that as well?
Ladies, this right here is exactly the type of white man, baby. I'm not going out with you. First of all, what he thinks he's a woman. Don't you think we want to feel that you're not a woman, you are a man? So let me get this straight. You want her to pay half on the first date, but then you want to call for the second date. And now I can invest now on a second date. No, baby, you need to be a man. I'm not paying for a first date. I have never paid for a first date in my entire life, and I will not be doing that anytime soon in my life. Listen, I'm a romantic woman. I am. If I'm dating you, you have proven yourself to be worthy. You are giving me the love and attention I want. I would do something cute, I would. Once we are dating, I've been on some dates with you. You have paid. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I want to surprise him and do something. I'm the one who asked. If I wanted to do that and I surprise him with something, I paid for it. I wanted to do that. I wanted to surprise him, do something sweet. That's my choice. But when you first start the dating and the courting, a man needs to court, period. All I heard from him was, I want to be a princess. I want equality. A lot of men do not want equality. They don't even believe in equality, most men. And there's no such thing as equality between men and women. We are not the same. 50-50 is a scam. I've explained that in various videos, how there's no such thing as that for a woman. And he's in his princess era. This guy right here. Baby, may these type of white men not find me or any other non-black man. And I'm not saying they're all like this, but there are a growing number of them. White men have been influenced by red pill and manosphere. They've been influenced by hip hop culture, which is the dominant culture in America. It's destroying them, a number of them, and women who are allowing these men to get away with it. Baby, it's okay. If you want to tell me straight up that you want me to pay half for that first date, I am going to politely say, I don't think so, and hang up the phone. I don't pay for first dates. I don't need to explain anything. We don't have to argue about it because I already know what type of man you are. It never gets better, and I will not be talking to you. You are not compatible with me. I don't like your mentality. I don't want my sons, if I had any with you, to be raised with your mentality. I don't think you are a man. I'm not attracted to you any longer, and I'm not going out on that date with you. It won't be happening, and I don't want these type of men talking to black women, and they do. And women, you have a choice. Ladies, if you allow him to get away with it in the beginning, he is going to mistreat you and use you. It's only going to get worse. Okay, he's going to keep doing it. It's going to be times he's going to tell you to pay certain bills. He's going to use you. He's going to leech off of you. He's going to treat you like a servant. I'm telling you, that's what it is. So if you're going to date interracially, I don't want you tolerating certain things from black men, and I damn sure don't want you tolerating this from white men, Asian men, Hispanic men, Arab men. Fortunately, in some of their cultures, it's disgraceful for them to make their woman pay for bills and the dates. But there are a growing number who are being influenced by these dusty men. Okay, especially here in America. Do not put up with it. Also, when you talk to men not black, I need you to observe certain things. Do not let him get away with treating you a certain way because you are a black woman. He might think you are hot, you are pretty. That doesn't mean that he might not try to get away with certain stuff because he knows your community. He knows the stuff black women put up with because it's all over the doggone internet. And he might even try it because, well, maybe she's easier than other women. Maybe I can get over on her on certain things. It's not like she's used to it anyway in that community. Let me see, let me test her. Absolutely not. You need to be very observant, period. Watch things that men say because they are out here. They are out here. Do not put up with any dusty man when you are dating interracially. Of course, for your own race, but dating interracially, don't let them get away with this. Okay? Again, if you want to pay some bills because that's how you prefer it, then that's your choice. It's your choice on what you will and will not accept. But don't let them get over on you or try to get over on you because you are a black woman. I don't care if y'all both think y'all are hot and the kisses and he did this. No, don't let these bummy men from other cultures try to come up over here and treat us a certain way. Do they all do that? Of course they don't. I see the black women happily married every day on social media who are stay-at-home wives and moms, and I absolutely love to see it. But you do have the dusties, the dust mites up in there also trying to holler at black women. Don't date these dusties. So that is basically it for this video, ladies. Okay, know your worth. You are beautiful, and you do not have to date a dusty of any race. Okay? So that is it for this video, ladies. All right? Don't put up with nonsense. Okay, so that is it for this video. Please get those likes up. I cannot wait to hear your comments. Let us know some of your experiences, your stories with some of these guys trying to get over on you or be a dusty towards you. Don't put up with it from any man, period. And may the best man win. Okay, I hope you all are okay. I will be reading your comments. If you decide to subscribe, click the bell so you know when I'm posting and when I'm going live, okay? So you all take care. Bye, everyone.